do onions make you cry? And how do you stop it without wearing swimming goggles in your own kitchen? You're making dinner. Nothing tragic has happened. The evening is holding together reasonably well. Then you cut an onion. A few slices later, your eyes start burning. Tears gather. Your nose joins in for reasons of its own. Suddenly, you look as though the onion has reminded you of every mistake you've made since 2009. The onion, meanwhile, remains emotionally unavailable. That's what makes this strange. Most foods don't defend themselves after harvest. A carrot doesn't release a warning cloud. A potato doesn't attack your corneas. But an onion can make your eyes sting without ever touching your face. So what is actually moving from the cutting board to your eyes? The usual answer is sulfur. Onions contain sulfur compounds. You cut one, sulfur escapes, and then you cry. That's not completely wrong. It's just skipping the most interesting part. Because the chemical that irritates your eyes is barely present in an intact onion. The onion doesn't simply release its weapon. It builds it after you cut it. Inside an onion are millions of tiny cells. While those cells remain intact, certain enzymes and sulfur-containing molecules are stored apart. Think of it less like a bottle of tear gas and more like two harmless ingredients kept on opposite sides of a cupboard. Your knife knocks the cupboard over. When the blade slices through the onion, it ruptures the cells. Chemicals that were separated suddenly mix. Enzymes called alliinases begin breaking down sulfur-containing molecules inside the damaged tissue. That creates unstable compounds, including one called 1-propene sulfenic acid. The name sounds threatening, but it doesn't remain around for long. Another enzyme quickly acts on it. Lacrimatory factor synthase. Lacrimatory means tear-producing, which is an extremely dignified name for a protein that makes people cry over tacos. This enzyme rearranges the unstable sulfur compound into syn-propanethial-S-oxide. That is the onion's tear-producing factor, and it forms within seconds. The moment you cut into an onion, a tiny chemical production line starts operating. Cells split open. Enzymes meet their ingredients. Sulfur compounds change shape. The irritant appears. Then it escapes into the air. Syn-propanethial-S-oxide is volatile, meaning it readily becomes airborne. Cutting may also fling microscopic droplets of onion juice upward from the wet surface. Some of that material drifts toward your eyes. Once it reaches them, sensitive nerve endings detect an irritant. Your nervous system has no interest in your recipe. It only knows that a reactive chemical has arrived on a transparent organ that should not be marinating. So your tear glands begin producing reflex tears. These differ from the basal tears that normally keep your eyes moist, and from emotional tears, though they use much of the same plumbing. Reflex tears are emergency wash water. They appear when smoke, dust, chemicals, or other irritants reach the eye. Their job is to dilute the intruder and flush it away. You aren't crying because the onion has upset you. You're crying because your eyes detected chemical trespassing and opened every available faucet. But this is where the onion becomes stranger. Scientists have experimentally suppressed the enzyme responsible for producing the tear factor. And the onion didn't simply become a normal onion with better manners. Its chemistry changed direction. Instead of turning as much damaged cell material into the tear-producing compound, it produced more of other sulfur compounds, including some connected to flavor. The enzyme was not merely creating irritation, it was deciding which chemical path the onion took after injury. That means the tears are only the part of the reaction we notice. They are one effect of a much larger chemical defense system. An onion cannot run from insects. It cannot bite a grazing animal. Instead, it stores reactive ingredients in separate cellular compartments. As long as the onion remains undamaged, those ingredients stay apart. But when an insect bites it, an animal chews it, or a person approaches with a chef's knife and misplaced confidence, the cells break. The ingredients mix, And the onion rapidly manufactures irritating chemicals at the site of the damage. It waits until it is attacked before assembling its defense. Unfortunately, chopping counts as an attack. And now that we know the sequence, stopping the tears becomes easier. Every useful method interferes with at least one step. You can damage fewer cells, slow the chemical reactions, carry the irritant away, or stop it from reaching your eyes. The first method is simple. Use a sharp knife. A dull knife presses, crushes, and tears onion tissue before it finally cuts. That damages more cells. More broken cells mean more enzymes mixing with more sulfur compounds, which means more irritant can form. High-speed experiments have also found that duller blades and faster cutting can launch more energetic droplets from an onion's surface. So don't hack at the onion as if it owes you money. Use a sharp blade and make smooth, controlled cuts. Temperature helps too. Cooling an onion slows the enzymes involved in the reaction and reduces how quickly volatile compounds escape. Putting the onion in the refrigerator before cutting can therefore reduce the sting. Not eliminate it, reduce it. The freezer is less useful. A partially frozen onion can become slippery and awkward to cut. A tearless onion is a poor trade if it skates across the board and takes your dignity with it. Airflow can help even more directly. The irritant has to travel through the air from the onion to your face. A running extractor fan can pull it away. A small fan beside the board can push it away, provided the airflow moves across the onion and not toward you. Point it the wrong way and you've invented a countertop onion cannon. Then there are the internet remedies. A damp paper towel beside the onion is supposed to attract the irritant before it reaches your eyes. The explanation is shaky. Some airborne material may dissolve into nearby moisture, but a folded towel does not become a chemical vacuum cleaner because social media believes in it. Chewing gum, holding your breath, or breathing through your mouth are even less convincing. Your eyes remain exposed to the air. Changing what your mouth is doing does not install windows over them. At best, these tricks distract you while making you look as though you lost an argument with a sandwich. The most reliable method is physical protection. Sealed goggles prevent the airborne irritant from reaching your eyes. The onion can manufacture the chemical. It can release the chemical, but the chemical cannot reach its target. You may look prepared to examine a reef rather than dice a vegetable, but it works. Choosing a milder onion can help too. Different varieties produce different amounts of the tear factor. Sweet onions are often less aggressive, though strength varies with variety, growing conditions, age, and storage. There is still uncertainty about exactly how much each household trick helps. Onions vary, knives vary, kitchens have different airflow, people differ in sensitivity. A method that works beautifully with one mild onion may fail against a stronger one the next day. But the chemistry gives us a dependable order of operations. Use a sharp knife, chill the onion first, cut with steady movements. Move the air away from your face. And for near total protection, wear sealed goggles. So why do onions make you cry? Because cutting ruptures their cells and starts a rapid chain of enzyme-driven reactions. Those reactions manufacture a volatile sulfur compound that travels through the air, irritates nerves in your eyes, and triggers reflex tears designed to wash it away. And how do you stop it? You interfere with that chain before the irritant reaches your eyes. The onion is not sitting there full of tear gas. It is waiting for damage. Then, within seconds, it builds a chemical defense from scratch. Well, I'm all out of tears. If you've got a strange question rattling around in your brain, drop it in the comments. And while we investigate, go watch our last video on what causes lightning, because apparently the atmosphere and your dinner both have ways of making things unnecessarily dramatic.